What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu, and I'm back again with Matt for Tox Talk. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and kick right into this shit, bro. We're gonna talk about yesterday, dog.
Ooh, boy.
Lit, dog.
Boy, oh boy.
Lit, lit, lit. And the only thing I don't like about it is that it's MAGA people, bro. Literally, that should have been us out there. That should have been the fucking progressive movement. That should have been a coalesced progressive and populist right movement. Like, and it's like, look, you got some people that just don't like the violence, period. But it's like, look, bro, anger gets shit done. Real shit. That's what I've been saying ever since it happened. Anger gets shit done.
Which is true. Which is true. And I agree with you. I think these are the wrong people to do it, of course. Um
And it's like a mixed bag. So actually walk me through how you felt at first and how you feel now.
I mean, it's hard to describe. If I'm being honest, high anxiety, um anger, a little bit resentment.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's changed necessarily from last night and yesterday till now.
What
I
made
mean,
you
I think
angry?
I've calmed down a little bit. Of course, I'm less emotional about the whole thing.
So what exactly made you angry? I mean,
if you want
I know. I'm just asking. But
if you want details, it's more or less, again, it's the crowd of people that did this. That's more or less the anger portion of it. I mean, I completely believe that, regardless of whatever your political beliefs are or whatever you believe, you should have the right to protest. You should have the right to make your voice be heard. But to me, it just comes off as if these people didn't necessarily have much of a reason to protest or do anything. Or just Trumpers.
yeah, and it's like it's weird because for me, so I'll just walk you through how I was feeling at first to how I feel now.
Hmm.
At first, I felt anger because I'm like, bro, we just spent all summer fucking protesting. Well, not we. I'm not saying myself, but black people just spent all summer. Black people and white people. A lot of people spent all summer protesting like police brutality, like and just overall like fuck the system type shit, like burning, going in, burning down CNN and shit. Like spent this whole yeah, literally, and it's like you know the Trump crowd and a lot of the conservative crowd and shit, and even a lot of the like fucking
Liberals.
neoliberal crowd and shit like that were didn't fuck with it, and it's like the Trump crowd, however, now is okay with like assaulting police officers and shit when it's them and they're literally protesting like fiction. I'm sorry, like to all
It's
like
fiction.
yeah,
It's
like
fiction.
my Trump, I don't know if any Trump people watch, but like look, he lost. Get over it. Like I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say at this point. Like literally all of your senators and Congress, well, most of them, the ones that aren't fucking dick riding you right now are letting you know what's up with it. And it's like this is like and I'm not mad about them storming the fucking Capitol. It's about the fact that you stormed the Capitol for Donald Trump. and it's and
My
then
point
like
exactly.
yeah, and then the anger comes from like, that were what everybody's basically saying now. That were if that were black people doing that, they would have been shot dead. Da da da. And it's like, look, I get it. I'm not disagreeing with that. However, it's like now, but and I guess now how I feel is like after seeing how forced the vote went down, and I don't know if you like looked into it or not, but
I looked into it.
yeah, the way forced the vote went down, it reminded me of how pussy the left is. Like real shit. The left is so fucking pussy, bro. You literally have AOC getting mad at a stand-up comedian for pressuring her to do something she promised to do when she was campaigning. Something that she
Oh,
promised to fucking do. And it's like you call like him telling you to go fuck yourself and telling you to fuck off for betraying your base. You call that violence? Bitch, you got violence today. Or yesterday. You got violence yesterday. And it's like that was an angry constituency. Like, and like I told you, like I don't know if you watched the video I sent you, but the gray zone.
I
Max
did. I did.
Yeah, Max Blumenthal like basically was like, yo, like I was out there and it was like, there were a lot of delusional Trump people out there. Like he described like how delusional these people were. Like, and I even saw a video of his where he was talking to a Trump supporter. It was like this. He looked Asian a little bit, but guy that was yelling, he's like, "This is what they're gonna do to us." Talking about the girl that got shot. Like, this is what's gonna happen when you try to fight back. This and that. Da da da. He asked him, he's like, "So how do you feel about the police now?" And he just looked at him and couldn't say shit.
I
But
mean,
then you saw mixed shit. You saw some cops beating the shit out of people. But then when you got inside, like literally, they let people inside.
pretty much.
They opened the gates, like people let, and then when they got inside, they were taking selfies with them and shit like that at certain points. Like,
It's
and it's
delusional.
yeah, and it's like literally all the Trump people. Like this one chick, I think you know who I'm talking about. I sent you a couple of our Facebook messages or Facebook Jones and shit. Like literally, say Civil War 2021. Like if you're liberal or lefty, like unfriend me, unfollow me. Like literally, like now it's like they're tweeting out Trump 2024 because they know what it is. And then it's like, and then it's also like talking about secession. So it's like, I don't know where shit is going, but it's like I know Joe Biden is not going to help where we're going. So
Okay, so things I want to touch on. I don't think Joe Biden is going to do much, but when people say that Joe Biden would make a better leader than Donald Trump, as much as I hate saying it, I have to agree.
see, I can't agree with that because you just saw like what disproves your point is the stimulus check battle. Literally, you had Donald Trump outlefting all of the
Left.
Democratic Party, including Bernie
I
Sanders
I
in the
agree with that.
squad.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I think that's steeped more so in populism than anything else. Where
I
I'm
feel,
coming from,
but what? Hold on, before you go. What I'm saying is Joe Biden is the reason why we got $600 checks because he told the Democrats not to press for 2000. Joe
which is
Biden is
true.
yeah, Joe Biden is the reason. That's not good leadership.
It's not.
That's austerity.
What I'm talking about is the events that happened yesterday, right?
Mhm.
What bothers me is how do I say this? For the past 4 to 5 years, Donald Trump has been kind of pushing at for certain things to happen. You know, I mean, this started with him literally right after the 2016 election saying that, oh, 3 million people voted illegally, right?
Yeah, which is horseshit.
Yeah. Then when he got into office, he lied about his inauguration numbers, said that, we can use alternative facts.
Largest crowd of any presidential inauguration ever.
Yeah. This is him literally creating a terrorist attack. This is him fucking lying about or saying that the death toll numbers of Hurricane Maria were false. This is a culmination of all of that, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for
yeah,
him to start finally tweeting now, oh, hey, we need peace, we need unity, it's like it's too far gone. You've stoked the flames of crazy people, and well, this is what happens.
yeah. Like a lot of those
So,
people were bad shit.
yeah, from that standpoint, I think he's a bad leader because this isn't how leadership works by any means.
But it's like I think Nina Turner was the one that said it. It's like a shit sandwich or a shit sandwich with cheese. You feel me? Like either way, it's still shit.
You're eating shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Um,
it sucks because you're going to get now with them winning the Senate and they have the House. Like you're going to see people go back to sleep. You're going to see more of the kids in cages, Obama type of shit. You're going to see continued sanctions on Venezuela and Iran, like that literally murdered thousands of people in those countries. Like you're going to see this continue the fucking war in Yemen that everybody was complaining about under Trump, but like conveniently forgot that it was started by
by
Obama.
Obama. Yeah, yeah. I agree and I disagree. I think that, yeah, you're going to have that brunchy liberal kind of crowd that, oh my God, we have a dog back in the White House. Let's celebrate. And like, yeah, sure, but you're bombing kids in Yemen.
Yeah, but what you got to understand is it was amplified because it's Donald Trump in office. He's not there no more. Now you have Kamala Harris in there as well as the vice president. I think they're going to be using her a lot more. I think she's going to be more present as a vice president than we've ever seen.
Just possible. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. But the second point I wanted to touch on goes back to yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So you had brought up how people over the summer were protesting, were rioting, et cetera, right? And the argument that I've seen online from, not online, but I've talked to a few, I guess, right of center people, the argument that I've seen is, well, rioting and looting is the same, right?
Yeah.
Or it's the same levels, whether it was BLM or the Proud and MAGA boys yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It's not. Clearly isn't. Speaking from a black man's perspective, right? I went toe to toe with police several times this summer because I'm tired of having my nuts grabbed anytime I get a speeding ticket. If I want to raise kids in this world and in this country, we need to do better.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that and your preferred candidate losing. Your preferred candidate is allowed to lose. This is a democracy. It happens. Suck it up, Buttercup.
But you got to understand, they believe that it was stolen from them. It was stolen.
Again, like, you have to look
I don't give a
leadership.
shit. Yeah, which I don't give a shit. Like, honestly, like, I really don't. Because at this point, like, and you like, maybe you could say I'm like anti whatever, but it's like, at this point, who gives a shit? Like, who really cares? Who cares who wins? Who cares?
I mean, objectively, Biden and Trump are probably going to
They're
govern.
same.
Exactly.
Like,
so
in my opinion, Joe Biden is further right than Trump.
He might be.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. This is insane. Like, and it's like the only area, but I can't even say that, because I was about to say the only place I can say Trump is probably more right than Biden is when it comes to foreign policy. But Biden's bringing in people like Michelle Flournoy, fucking Avril Haines, Tony Blinken, like this, like all the people like responsible for the Obama era massacres, basically. And it's like, it's hard to say, but
well, the one thing two things I'll commend Biden for, right? Which isn't saying much. And again, I hate saying it. I think Biden's plan for education would be better, right? I think Biden would take a much more reasonable approach to the pandemic.
But it's like anything's better than Betsy DeVos, so let's be real.
Yeah. So
it's yeah, I feel you. I feel
like better, but very marginally better. And I hate saying that, but the Trump presidency hasn't yielded good results.
All right, I'm about to shit on Trump for a while because it's like I usually don't shit on Trump on my channel, and I've just been like dying, bro. How the fuck? How the fuck? About this, so we're gonna kind of switch gears. But the fact that this man has like it's so crazy and insane to watch Trump supporters move the goalpost on every single issue when it comes to Donald Trump, because literally, how the fuck can you sit here and tell me about, they love to go back to 2016. Hillary was this, Hillary was that. She's so corrupt, this and that. You're literally citing information from Julian Assange, who Donald Trump is allowing to be persecuted right now. Literally, so I'm this same person I told you about on Facebook. I'm talking to them, and they're literally like, "Well, he broke a crime. He has to serve the time. This and that. I'm glad he did what he did, but it's just it's the law." It's like, no, it's not. He's a journalist. He didn't break the fucking law. Like, yo, and it's like the fact that like they can't see past that. Like, literally, they'll bring up all these good things. Like, every time you talk to a Trump supporter, all the good things about Trump just evaporates. And it's like, at what point, like, are you going to be going? I've been going. I used to be a Trump supporter. Like the audience knows I was a Trump supporter, and it's like the more and more shit. Like, it was like the more I realized I was a lefty, damn near a socialist by the end of it, because every issue, like the last issue for me was Iran. And it was like, oh shit, like all of my shit has nothing to do. Like, I agree with Bernie on economy. I agree with most lefties on economy. Don, he got away from that shit. He went straight fucking austerity, you know,
Of course, of course.
traditional Republican when he got in office. And I always found it weird. Just another quick sidebar. Always find it weird how people like Rand Paul and all these motherfuckers talk about the debt and the deficit and shit like that. And
It
it's like
doesn't mean anything.
literally every Republican president has added to the debt and deficit. Like Donald Trump's tax cuts added $2 trillion to the debt and deficit. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Oops.
I forget what the number was for Bush, but he literally started $1 trillion war and cut taxes. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And it's like,
Well, it works for those in power. It works
oh yeah,
for
for
a
sure.
military-industrial complex.
But it doesn't work overall for the country. So it's like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, and then like it's always the constant moving of the goalpost. Like, I feel like the polling data showed that a lot of white men abandoned Trump. I think a lot of those white men were those farmers that got fucked over by him in the
Oh
Chicago
yeah.
War.
Oh, we know that. We know that. Like,
I think a lot of those white men were those Midwestern unemployed factory workers that he didn't bring jobs to, and he actually
mind if I jump in for a hot second?
sure.
Okay, so where we live there's a lot of farmland, right?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed, it's kind of weird, is like you'll see people, some of the farmers, soybean farmers, in fact, have Trump signs or Trump flags outside of their farm or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you'll also see road markers for Monsanto or DuPont or what have you. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, they're corporate farmers, they're factory farmers.
Yeah, but it's like,
Well, that's actually why they abandoned him, because when he did that $20 billion bailout, most of that money went to the corporate farmers. It didn't go to the smaller family-owned farms.
yeah,
So that's why a lot of them were pissed off with him. But, like, and you talk about it all the time. I feel like I shouldn't be like, I feel like a lot of people have, the shitting on Trump aspect covered. Y'all got that. That's y'all lane. My lane is pointing out the fuckery of the Democratic Party. Like we don't have, like, they're not, the Democratic Party is a right-wing party, to quote AOC. It's a right-wing party. Like, and that's why I'm not for this idea of, getting progressives into the Democratic Party. So, but back on the Julian Assange shit, like his case right now, it's like so like why the judge let him go. So it wasn't about any of the journalistic aspects. Like she actually like agreed with the United States on like prosecuting him basically. However, she didn't want to extradite him there because she basically said our prison system is so inhumane and horrendous that he would literally probably kill himself if he was to come over here.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Exactly.
I
So
just
that
looked at the headline and I know he's staying in the UK.
yeah.
That's about it.
We don't know if he's getting out yet. And it's like, this is a dude that like revealed the crimes of our government. Like, I don't get how.
Well, in essence, that's why he's been blackballed because, well, our government likes to put on the facade that they're always right.
Well, and that's kind of where force the vote comes in as well, because you have a lot of these people. So, a lot of the people that are objecting to Jimmy Dore specifically, like they literally so how they accuse the right wing of like doing all this crazy shit online, like doxing people and shit like that. You've literally seen every single one of these left personalities do that. Like fucking Noomi Chomp something. So she's on the Sam Cedar show, shit like that. She literally like accused like Jimmy Dore of being being paid by the Assad government, the Syrian government. Literally.
It doesn't make sense.
Bro, it makes no sense. Then you have people doxing his house where he lives at. They were giving out his address and shit. Like, oh, look at Jimmy's house. He's a grifter and shit like that. And then it's like, comes like, so I dug a little deeper into it. And this was from Aaron Matei. Now, no, you can say it's a biased source, but the facts are still there because he goes on Jimmy's show a lot. But he's an excellent unbiased reporter. But a lot of that information is coming from a company called Bellingcat that is a propaganda arm of the United States government. So it's like literally again, like, and one of the talking points Jimmy brings up on the show a lot is like you literally hear lefties repeating CIA talking points, and it's like, just seeing them prove his point right is just so crazy and insidious. But
It's sad.
it goes even deeper because I don't know if you saw one of the last videos I dropped, but I kind of like stumbled onto the fact that the squad is taking corporate money.
Oh, we know that. We know that.
No, but
Which
people
is
people don't. You literally still like Kyle Kalinske, who's the like co-founder of the Justice Democrats, still goes around saying that they don't take corporate money when they do.
okay. So I'll give you my perspective, right?
Yeah.
I moderate for a few left wing and feminist Facebook groups or whatever, right? Someone had asked a question, how do we feel about the squad? My response was, I think they're a great mascot and a great jumping off point for people to get into leftist ideology and progressive thinking. But other than that, they're just mascots. They don't stand for much of anything.
I would take it as even far to tell them to stay as far away from the squad as they can, because and the reason why I say that is because they are the Obamification of the Democratic Party 2.0. And the reason why I say that is because they prop them up similar to Obama, but they have it's almost like a Manchurian candidate a little bit.
Yeah.
So they actually, I believe AOC believes the shit she does. Don't get it twisted. She believes it, but she's not going to fight for it. You feel me? Like when it comes down to the wire, she's going to do what Mama Bear Pelosi tells her to do.
Which
So,
is fucking ridiculous because
and I don't know if you,
Pelosi.
yeah, and I don't know if you watched that whole Max Blumenthal video, but
I watched probably about 30 to 40 minutes worth of it. It's like a
well,
2-hour video.
yeah, one of the things he went into was what actually, the fact what you brought up, and literally he brought up the fact that like they're there to mislead, and it's like literally you have that you'll get, for example, when you debunk certain shit about the Democratic Party, you'll have them come out and like basically like walk back everything you just reported factually based upon history and facts and shit like that, and then you have the minions that follow them like, why are you attacking a woman? This and that. That is their purpose, and it's like, as much as it sucks because I would like to believe they're true, but it's like believing in Santa Claus. Now, Jamal Bowman, I sniffed him out right away. I was like, this is literally Barack Obama 2.0. I literally called him a bitch ass nigga in one of my videos. Everybody was laughing at that. I was like, I sniffed that out right away. So as soon as he was like, so he's like a like huge. I'm pretty sure he took money from APAC as well, but
Probably.
he was walking around saying pro-Israeli shit. Then when he got confronted about it, he was like, "Oh, but I'm pro-Palestine too." Yeah, like
I think, how do I say this? The Israel Palestine conflict is convoluted as fuck. I don't think we should be supporting Israel the way we do. Point blank. I'll leave it at that.
yeah, I won't. Fuck Israel. We should not be supporting them at all. I wouldn't mind if they were to fall. Real shit. If they were to collapse, I would not shed a tear. They are the new face of apartheid in the
Oh
world.
yeah, most definitely. Well,
That's
what's
literally what they
actually
are.
interesting is within the next 10 years, I think we might have a one state solution for Israel.
Mhm.
But at the same time, the Palestinian people will have a say in their government.
Yeah, I hope it happens because like I was watching now. Al Jazeera probably isn't the most reputable trustworthy source to watch. They're iffy, yeah. But it's this one chick on YouTube. She does work for them. It's on there. It's like I think the channel's called AJ Plus or something like that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, she does like investigative journalism. She goes to like different spots and shit. And she did a couple videos in Israel. Now, no, I've never actually seen it. I've only read shit. Dog, when I see this shit, it's literally like apartheid in South Africa.
Oh
South
yeah,
Africa,
oh
literally.
yeah, we know this.
But they literally just walked up in somebody's crib and killed their brother, like right in front of them, right in front of them. Like they take the kids and literally torture them at young, like when they're young, just for like throwing rocks and shit at the soldiers and everything. Like it's ridiculous, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, and again, the fact that we support that and we condone that. Not only that, but the current president of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, right?
Yeah.
He's been found, well, he's been charged on several charges of corruption. There's that. And what bothers me is like he's from Cheltenham, Pennsylvania.
Are you serious?
Dead ass.
Wow.
Like right outside of Philly.
Yeah,
Like
I fucking live like 10, 15 minutes away from Cheltenham.
exactly. So it's like someone from our area now has a say in a foreign country and is leading a foreign country. That seems weird to me.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't believe in the whole birthright citizenship thing. Like, uh, by that regard, I should be king of Mali.
I don't
Like,
know. You might be a shit leader. You might be a Biden type leader.
fuck off.
But
No,
yeah. But go ahead.
I mean that's really it. Like, there's just so much going on that like I don't think it's reasonable or sane to support some of that shit.
Yeah. And it's like and that was my, just to go back to the Trump conversation we had, that was like the thing about Trump. He was literally like propping up the establishment with minor tweaks. Like every now and then you would hear him say, like, call out certain people, like, the industrial complexes and everything. But then it's like you do what they want anyway. So like, what's the fucking
What is the yeah?
yeah? And how are you the most popular Republican in the country by far, and you constantly get rolled by Mitch McConnell, who is only
Bitch McConnell,
yes, he's literally only Nancy Pelosi is the only politician less popular than him.
which isn't saying much.
Yeah. So it's like, why do you continuously allow yourself to get rolled by him? Oh, because you want to, because you agree with him. So just
I
like,
mean,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
going back to Trump, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I like pointing out to a lot of Trump in 2000, he wanted to run for president under who was it? Ross Perot's, I think it was the Reform Party.
Mm.
Guess who would have been his running mate?
Who?
Oprah Winfrey.
Wow. Yeah, because you used to be like a lefty, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I bring this up to say he doesn't stand for much of anything.
He doesn't at all. That's why, and we're probably about to argue about this. I really wanted to talk about this. This is why I say Donald Trump is not a fucking fascist. I keep trying to tell people this shit. Donald Trump is not a fucking fascist. Dog.
Okay. I mean, we're going to argue, but we're starting off at the same place. Both parties are authoritarian right wing.
Yeah, but like we talk about Donald Trump, not both parties. Donald Trump's not a fascist. Dog. Like,
Look. I don't know if he's Hitler. I don't think he's smart enough to be a Hitler by any means, right?
that's how the media is covering this situation now. That's how they're covering it.
And if he was smart enough to be a Hitler, he'd be able to mobilize those dumbass Proud Boys.
Bro, he literally had like his most batshit loyalist followers heartbeats away from his political enemies with guns. And he told them to go home and stand down. Donald Trump is not a fascist. You're not going to tell me that. I'm sorry. You're not.
I don't.
That makes no sense if you're a fascist. That makes no sense.
I agree with you. I don't think he's an overt fascist, but when you are the leader of one of the two political parties who are authoritarian right.
I think Donald Trump just hasn't I still think he hasn't realized the power he has as president. Like
he's a dumbass. He's a fucking dumbass.
I don't even think he's dumb. I just think he's like he's a dude. He's like a nigga. He's like, yo, like I don't like some shit. Yo, shut the fuck up. Maybe I should get the FBI to make her shut up. Can I do that? No, I can't. All right, fine. I won't do it. But you feel like, yo, he's like that.
I don't know.
He's like super reactionary because he like honestly, look, this goes back to the whole Pied Piper theory. I don't believe he expected to win. I really don't.
I didn't necessarily expect him to win.
See, back then in 2016, I can't say that back then I wasn't expect, because I was like hardcore, like, well, not hardcore, but I'm like, we need to elect Hillary because he's so awful, this and that, yada yada. But looking back, it makes sense why he won. It makes
Yeah.
total sense. Like, and people still don't understand why he won. It's like you had 8 years of austerity with Barack Obama. Then, obviously the Bush era, but then you had 8 years of austerity with Bill Clinton as well. People wanted fucking change, and literally they tried to ram Hillary down our throats. They cheated Bernie. It was just a perfect storm that allowed Donald Trump to win.
I agree, and I think that's something the brunchy liberal crowd needs to fucking
I
acknowledge.
don't think it's just them though, because it's like I was having a conversation with my coworker at work, older black guy, like church going guy and shit like that, and it's especially annoying. And I'm talking to black people right now because we need to hear this, like niggas need to hear this, like you know, trying to explain to them, like so it started off. We started talking about the Senate races, which we're going to talk about after this as well,
All
but
right.
um talking about the Senate races, and I usually try not to talk politics at work, but he asked me, I was like, I'm not expecting much from it. And I just said that, left it at that. He was like, why though? I already knew where it was headed. I was like, damn, he's a fucking vote blue person. Like, that's what I was saying in my head. I kind of looked away and I was like, I ain't holding my tongue. Fuck it. I was like, look, like we've seen like what happens when the Democratic Party has both the House, Senate, and the presidency as well. They don't
Nothing.
they no, they do something. They pass right wing policies, and I explained to him. I was like, "Yo, Barack Obama had both the House and the Senate." He was like, "No, he didn't. No, he didn't." I was like, "Yeah, he had it for some of his first term, and then he lost it because when he had everything, he was only capable of passing a right wing healthcare plan that doesn't work." So it's like, with them now, like especially like dog, you literally had like Joe Biden was literally just like, I don't get, people don't see this. He was saying he's going to veto Medicare for all. And it's like I would literally like to sit down with a lot of, you know, non, bougie, bourgeois fucking Democrats and actually talk to these vote blue people like our parents and shit like that, but not just black people, white people too, to see, do y'all not see this shit? Like, are y'all for, what policies are y'all for? Like, you feel me? Like, do y'all like, in their minds, do they believe, as they can't afford healthcare? Do you believe that Obamacare works? That's what I want to ask these people.
I mean, Obamacare did have some positives, does have some positives, but I think it was a net negative, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
and especially when your party was expecting Medicare for all.
yeah, yeah. The fact that we're the only developed nation that can't do that for its people.
Bro, we literally 86% of the Democratic Party wants Medicare for all, and both their president, Speaker of the House, and Senate Majority Leader is not for
Said
Medicare
no.
for all. Yeah, and it's like, it's insane. This is insane. Like, and then our leadership, like Jim Clyburn, takes the most big pharma money out of
Oh
anybody
my
at
God.
Congress.
Fucking Clyburn. Okay, can I go off on him for just a second?
Go right ahead. Fuck that nigga.
Okay, so this time last year, right? He was all over, the media networks telling us that we couldn't afford a socialist in office because we had to worry about down ballot votes, right?
Mhm.
Me and you, or mind you, you guys won the Senate in a runoff election and just barely,
Barely. You guys barely.
barely.
You guys barely beat a pedophile in 2018 and Roy Jones. You barely, or Roy.
Roy Moore.
Yeah, you barely beat a pedophile, and you
Well,
lost to Donald Trump in 2016. What are you? What are you talking about?
well,
Every
where
every
I'm,
single every single candidate this year was running for re-election, or they were just trying to unseat a Republican. Every single one that supported Medicare for all won in the House. Every single fucking one, and everyone that didn't lost, and that's including in swing districts as well. And Raphael Warnock is not for Medicare for all. He's for affordable health care. And Ossoff basically said, "Yeah, I'm not for that shit. Fuck that shit."
yeah, we're going to get to that a bit later, but where I was going with
Yeah, we are.
Clyburn, right?
Yeah.
It bothers me how, if I remember, he is head of the Congressional Black Caucus. I could be wrong, right?
Yeah.
Again, he's telling people that look like you and me that our best bet is with Biden, right? We knew it wasn't. We knew. We knew. I mean, we live in his home state. We've seen firsthand
The
how
parts of
some of
college.
his governing affects us,
Mhm.
right? That corn pop video, right?
Corn pop, you
That's
can't
going.
stop. Corn
I
pop,
don't
you
know if it's
won't
corn
stop.
pop or hairy legs. It's one of those weird videos.
I got hairy legs.
Fucking sad. But he's patting himself on the back because he built a pool in the north side of Wilmington, right? But it's like your crime bill of 94 locked up people's parents. I went to school with kids who didn't have folks because, well,
They were in jail. Yeah. For
but hey, you
smoking.
built a pool for them.
Great
Or
job.
even worse, we know how bad Wilmington PD is, right?
Ooh, yeah, they're horrible. Horrible.
They're corrupt as shit. But what you were doing with Obama up until 2015 was giving them military grade weapons and military equipment.
Yeah, that
So,
and that's what I try to explain to people. Like everything, like Joe Biden and just list anything you're upset with Trump about, and I promise you, it started with Barack Obama. Whether it was beating protesters, Obama did it at Occupy. He did it at Standing Rock. Whether it was putting kids in cages, famously as we know, Barack Obama did that. Um, just so people don't want to believe it though.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it started with Obama, but Obama didn't help much
Obama
of.
put kids in cages. Obama
He
beat
did.
protesters.
He did.
That's a
He
fact.
did.
He called protesters in Baltimore thugs. That's a fact.
It's like Baltimore is a city that is, we've known there's police corruption. We've known that police beat people, right?
Mhm.
So when Freddie Gray happened, it's a powder keg, you know?
Yeah, and he did that while he went to Flint and basically abandoned those people.
Didn't he take a sip of that
He
water?
took a sip of water and basically sided with the governor, the criminal governor that poisoned his own fucking people. That's Barack Obama. That's the legacy of Obama for
It's
you.
fucking insane, bro.
And now we're getting the continuation of his legacy through Biden, and they're going to try to continue it through Kamala Harris because she's basically Obama with a
The
vagina.
same. Well, where I was going with,
I would literally take Michelle over her. Literally, come on. If I had to choose, I would literally take Michelle Obama over her. And Michelle
I,
Obama's probably going to be shit too, but she seems a
the,
little nicer.
where I was going with Biden was so we know how he governs, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward towards the end of May, and he said, quote, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
You ain't black.
And to me, that rubs me the wrong way because it sounds like a lot of the rich ass white kids here in Middletown who, oh, you listen to rock music instead of Lil Wayne, you're not black. And it's like, what the fuck do you know about the black experience?
I mean, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I think it's
But
deeper than that. I think
I mean,
I think
I'm not finished.
I think he's parroting what he hears from black people, but go ahead. I think
I'm
that's what
not
he
finished.
but go ahead.
But for him to say that and then literally that week, George Floyd happens and Black Lives Matter really picks up steam and he tries to co-opt that movement, right? And now we're seeing that all the shit he was saying about, oh, well, Black Lives Matter, this, that, third, we need to fight for equality and police reform. Now he's throwing all that out the window. It's like we knew it. We knew it. But someone like a Clyburn and that older generation of black folks doesn't want to admit that they've sold us out.
Yeah, and it's like, but that's the role of Clyburn. You feel me? That was the role of Clyburn. That was the role of John Lewis. That was the role of all the sheep herd, the older people in and keep them in by fear mongering, saying Biden's the better choice. You don't want socialism, and that's where I'm like, are the older black people like literally like, do they believe Bernie Sanders is Stalin? I think a lot of them might.
I don't think so. I don't
I've
think so.
never asked. Like
So
I know for example, my aunt likes Bernie. Like she liked his policies. She just doesn't believe he could have won, which I told her he could. And it's like, you know, so I don't. I would. That's why I would like. I think I might start doing that. Once I get everything up and running with the camera and everything, I might start interviewing like people and shit like that. Because it's like I really want to know people's mind. Like especially that's one of the mindsets I want to know. Like the people that the vote blue black people. Like literally, why? Like what makes you continue to vote for Biden or vote for Democrats like Biden?
Yeah. What was I going to say? I I didn't know John Lewis by any means, but I do have some amount of respect for him just because of I have family that worked with him.
Yeah, for sure. But it's
Like,
like you go through the civil rights movement, then like fucking sheep herd your people to the guy that wrote the crime bill.
yeah, no, it's
Fuck
not
you.
right by
Fuck
any
you.
means,
Yeah, fuck you. And that's we got to be willing to say fuck you to these people, even the ones we like.
which is true.
And it's like accountability, to our elected officials is going to be the only thing that forces them to do what we want. I feel like, and again, just going back to the AOC force to vote conversation, that's the problem with what's going on right now. Like you have these like media figures like Sam Cedar, like Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, David Pakman, all these left wing YouTube people that basically like form like this like protective wall around AOC and the squad. And like, yo, if you never call them out, we're never going to get change. Like,
Exactly. We won't go anywhere.
and it's like, even Max Blumenthal really exposed her. He was like, she runs around and like she questions like whether people are real activists and shit and real organizers. When it's like, Shorty, you wasn't a real organizer. You worked at a bar and then you lied about the type of bar you worked at. She didn't work at some fucking dive bar where workers were and shit like that. He literally like he exposed like she worked at a bar where you literally have it's an elitist rich kid bar. Like you literally have to have a headshot like a model to work there. So then you take that a step further. Right? And I don't think this is conspiratorial at all. I think it actually makes a lot of sense now. You see her posing for all these like fucking magazine covers and shit like that, basically like becoming a celebrity. She's like she has like 11 million followers on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And then you find out that the guy she unseated was Nancy Pelosi's biggest rival for the Speaker of the House. That's interesting. Okay. So, and he probably wasn't going to vote for her the last time around either. And this year, I think if he was still there this year, he would have ran against her.
Probably.
So
what
that's
was I going to say about AOC? Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
What were you about to say?
Nothing.
He's going to tell me on camera probably, but
No,
or off camera. But it's not just her. Like it's Ilhan Omar as well. Like her signing on to that letter to basically like put more sanctions on Iran. She basically sided with AIPAC, who like smeared the fuck out of her as like this anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
for criticizing Israel.
I don't get that. Like, I don't know if you see my face right now, but I'm literally just kind of like
dumbfounded. Then you have fucking Talib. She puts out this cryptocurrency bill that basically like stops people from like basically there. A lot of people don't notice, but there's like a lot of people in this country, especially minorities, Black people, Spanish people, Latino people, basically like minority people that don't have access to banking.
Yeah.
So they use cryptocurrency to basically send money, whether if they're from another country, they use it to send money back home or just in general to bank because they don't have access to banking, which is why I advocate one of the things I think we should do is public banking via the post office, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like they literally like they hinder the people they claim to be for. And it's like, again, this is why I say this is the Obamification experiment 2.0. They're there to deceive you. They're literally Manchurian candidates. Like, and if you've never seen that movie, I'd recommend to watch it. It's a political movie.
I've seen it. Which one? The original or Denzel Washington?
Denzel one. The Denzel one's the best one.
Of course. Okay. Slightly off topic, and this is
Before,
veering more towards entertainment.
before you go slightly off topic, I do want to say it's kind of ironic that Meryl Streep literally plays like a version of Hillary Clinton in that movie, and it's like she doesn't even realize she's playing a version of Hillary Clinton. That's so wild in my mind. But go ahead.
I
So,
haven't I haven't thought about it like that. Holy shit.
yeah,
I
it's
might
kind
just
of
watch
weird.
it when I get back from work later.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Veering over into entertainment slightly. Oh fuck, I'm blanking on his name. Um John something. He's the lead for whatchamacallit. Fuck, I'm blanking. Never mind, it's not that important.
What does he do?
Uh what is it? Lovecraft Country. He's the lead character for Lovecraft Country, and he's also in
Ah,
John something. I'm blanking on the name.
I don't know his name either. I don't watch that show, but
He's also in the Five Heartbeats or the Five Bloods, if I remember. But
and you say he's the lead actor in Lovecraft Country.
yeah.
Well,
He,
what's
in
going
my
on?
opinion, is like new version Denzel.
You think
Just
so?
saying.
You think so?
Looks a little bit like him, has a drawl like him. Denzel's not country by any means, but he has a drawl to him.
Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Yes, John Majors.
Oh shit.
I think he's new Denzel.
Okay, I have to check him out. Oh, he's going to be an Ant Man and the Wasp.
I did not know that. Good for him.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should be talking about right now.
Let's go back to the Senate race.
Sure. Oh yeah, the Senate race. So, how do you feel about it? Do you still have faith in the Democratic Party?
I do in some regards, but
You gullible,
well,
gullible.
I'm not going to say faith in the Democratic Party. I think, uh, by all indications, they should have won.
I mean, yeah, but it's the fact that you can barely beat two people who got caught insider trading using the coronavirus data is fucking astounding. It's astounding.
I agree with that, but I was talking to my dad yesterday about this, right? Their constituencies don't necessarily care.
I don't know about that because they care about corruption.
Do they, though?
They do. They just, when it comes to Trump, they don't care. Like when Trump calls out other Republicans for corruption, that's when they get on them and start calling them rhinos and shit. It's
I mean, you're not
like,
wrong,
like they
but
called they called Mike Pence a fucking rhino. They were calling for Mike Pence to basically be hung and decapitated and shit.
because he doesn't want to,
He doesn't want to like decimate his fucking career and like dive into this conspiracy theory with Trump and Giuliani.
which is I still don't understand
I
what.
don't feel bad for him at all. You got yourself in this position. You get yourself out.
Wait, who? Pence?
Pence. I kind of want to see how he gets himself out. It's going to be kind of entertaining. Yo, that's a movie waiting to be made. That is a movie waiting to be made.
Mike Pence, Christian man.
Yo, the fucking climax of the movie is the fucking raid on the Capitol building, bro.
Wait, it'll have to be directed by Kirk Cameron too.
No, it would have to be directed by fucking what's his name, Martin Scorsese, nigga. Yo,
No, no.
nigga.
Scorsese's left wing.
I don't care. It would be amazing.
I could see that, but
Fucking De Niro is fucking Giuliani. You know, De Niro for Giuliani, bro. No, he lit. Yo, he's so lit. Yo, Trump. Just cast Trump as Trump, bro. Just cast Trump as Trump. Literally.
I mean, that's what you would have to do. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like,
Oh,
I think either
Christian.
Mel Gibson or Kirk Cameron would have to direct it just because of how.
They're super Christian he is.
Yeah.
I heard he doesn't even want to be in a fucking room of women because he might like ejaculate in his pants or some shit. Like he doesn't have meetings with females alone. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like,
I mean, like, okay, from some aspects, I get it. Just because, like, hypothetically, you don't want to get me too. You don't want to catch a charge. It's professional, right?
yeah, he literally looks like he's into some weird shit.
Probably.
Like he looks like he fucks goats. Let's be real.
I mean, God, about a year ago, I was listening to an NPR piece about Mike Pence in his literal come to Jesus moment,
Mhm.
the amount of eye rolling I did. Like, uh, I'm misquoting here because, again, I watched or listened to this shit a year ago. But apparently, this girl he was talking to brought him to like a Christian music festival, and he just became infatuated with it.
He told the story in like the most boring way possible, probably. So
I don't know how to tell the fucking story.
no, I'm saying Mike Pence probably did
Oh, probably.
the most boring way possible. He's like fucking. He has the fucking personality of like fucking wet paint drying.
No, but okay. When it comes to leadership and Mike Pence, right?
Mm.
I'm no fan of him, but I will say this. Him taking the COVID vaccine was a positive.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to fucking get sick.
I mean, not just that, but like, I again, I don't like Pence at all, but I will
Trump
give
dodged a
credit
bullet,
where.
bro. Let's be real. Trump dodged a bullet.
Oh, of course, of
He dodged
course.
a bullet, bro. Like, how the fuck? Like, dog, that shit took Herman Cain out.
Wait, did Herman Cain die?
Yes, dog, he's been
Oh
dead.
shit!
He
Oh
died from
shit!
COVID. Nigga. He went to a Trump rally. He was literally, that was the big thing. He went to a Trump rally, made it a point that you shouldn't wear a mask and was telling people not to wear the mask. And then literally like caught corona and died like a week or two later. Bro, but the funny part is, the funny part is like we're laughing about the dead.
The
And
whole thing's
it's
funny. I'm
amazing.
sorry.
Nah, the funnier part is though that like he's been dead and like they still tweet out anti-mask shit from his Twitter page. Bro, it's so funny now.
You can't make this shit up.
It writes itself, bro. You cannot, bro. Dog, Quentin Tarantino could not write some shit like this, bro. Like literally not even Trump's whole presidency, just like 20, actually not his whole presidency. You cannot write this, bro. Like literally.
Oh god.
Nobody is this creative. Nobody's this creative.
This feels like the twist to an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Bro, Donald Trump might make me Christian again because it's like I believe there's a God because he's like trying to fuck with us right now.
I mean, believe it or not, I guess this is getting into my own personal life, but I think I found my walk with divinity probably a few weeks ago.
Are you Christian?
I don't know if I call myself Christian or if I just have faith in something.
I feel you. Just don't. Oh, man. My coworker started talking to me about that Christian shit too. Like, I hate when they do that shit. As soon as you basically make them think about their political ideology. So like, I basically shitted on Obama. That's when he's well. I just want like this is why I have faith in God, and it's like nigga, we're not talking about God. We're talking about fucking how Barack Obama's a piece of shit. Don't fucking change the subject, nigga. I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much, bro. They do that all the time. My mom does that shit. I hate that shit.
I mean, politics and religion should be separate conversations.
I was literally just talking about that on Skinner's page. Like I feel like we should just not abolish religion, but completely take it out of the public sector.
We should. I mean, practice whatever you feel like you should practice by any means. I don't want to shit on anyone's beliefs, but don't make your own personal beliefs into state and federal laws.
Yeah, like why can't I put my hand on the Quran? I swear. Why can't I?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being completely honest, Christians, Muslims, Jews, Zoroastrians all believe in the same God.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say they're all like insane, but go ahead.
I mean, they all believe in the same God. So whether you swore on the Bible, Quran, doesn't matter.
Like, isn't Jesus in the Quran?
Yeah.
That's how I found that so weird. I just found that out like recently. Like they mention like Jesus and Moses and shit in the Quran and everything, I believe.
Yeah, no. Muslims see Jesus as a prophet instead of being the son of God, which believe what you want to believe.
Yo, what if the Quran is like, so the Quran's like a spinoff of the Bible or vice versa?
Yeah, no. Muslims believe that they have reformed Judaism and Christianity. That's how they see it.
Wow. So it's literally the same thing.
Yeah. But yet these are all God's people. God's people. I'm using quotation marks, and they're fighting amongst each other as if there is no God.
I mean,
It's stupid.
yeah, bro. Look, I saw this meme earlier. I think Joe Rogan posted it. It was like a picture. It was like a picture of the Earth, like completely on fire, except for like a small part. But it was you were viewing the Earth from this alien spaceship, and there was aliens in the ship. It was like, I guess we'll come back later.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you want to go into this territory,
Do you believe, Matt?
do I believe in aliens?
Yes.
Of course, of course. I think it would be selfish for me to believe that the world exists only as I know it.
It will be very human of you.
Yeah, no. So like, do I believe in like millions of different planets and universes that could support life? I don't know. There could be millions. There could be 20. There could, I don't know.
Do you think they use that to distract from the political shit? Because I've heard that, and I get put in a weird conundrum because I'm somebody who I hard body believe in aliens. Like I believe in the ancient astronaut theory. I believe in all that shit. But it's like it's weird for me to see the History Channel talk more about aliens and shit than actual fucking history.
History. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous. Like every show is like, oh, they've literally been making a show about them finding gold on the same island for like the last 10 years. It makes no sense, nigga.
Bruh.
There's nothing there, bro. Like yo, I mean, if you haven't found it yet, you should like let
Yeah,
somebody else try to
yeah,
do it.
yeah. The one history show that I have, we're just talking at this point. The one history show that I have watched consistently has been Vikings.
Yeah, you talk about that all the time. I just never really got into it.
Bruh. I just finished a series last night. It's great.
I want a show about ancient Egypt, but I want it to be done true to form, which it will never happen. But
I want a show about like we could make a show potentially about like ancient Mali
very true.
because like I've been reading Sundiata and there are parallels between the saga of Sundiata and the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah.
So,
Do you believe that Abu Bakari came to America?
yeah, or at least someone from his flotilla would have reached America.
See, I think, bro, I really and I like look, I know it's no archaeological evidence to support this. I really do believe that like the world was more interconnected than we believe it was.
There's archaeological evidence.
Yeah, like it's just like it's too coincidental that hear stories of all these civilizations like allegedly going to the new world allegedly.
Yeah,
Like
no, I mean, people have known how to trade for millenniums, right?
yeah,
And oh god, I guess I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here, but I'm on a 30-day ban from Facebook again.
for what did you say? What did you say about white people this time, Matt?
It wasn't a white person, so I for the past like 2 or 3 weeks I was bullying a racist, right?
Are you
He's
talking about?
Indian.
I thought you was talking about the one girl.
Nah, 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 nah. That's old news. It's old news. But I've been bullying this guy from India, right?
Yo, he's racist.
Yeah, he's North Indian, and his whole page is dedicated to black people this, women that, damn rich, damn rich, damn rich. Right? He claims to be a metalhead, right? And I messaged him, I'm like, what do you know about beatdown? And he's like, what's beatdown? I'm like, oh yeah, that's the kind of hardcore music we listen to out here on the East Coast. A lot of it has black people in it. Oops.
Wait, he's Indian.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a North Indian, someone from India, northern India.
you know what you should tell him?
What?
Tell him to shut the fuck up before he come and take his country back.
Well,
tell
I don't
tell him
care.
tell him about Malik Ambar and watch his fucking head explode.
I did tell him that. Like I was like, you do realize that Africans traded with Indians, right?
No, like you do know, like an African ruled your fucking country.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And he's like, well, not all Indians are the same, da da da. Da. I'm like, well, not all Africans are the same, but you're not willing to give us that leeway now, are you?
yeah, fuck him.
The long story short, I got banned last night because I called him a fraud. I told him point blank period he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like he wears corpse paint, right? And I'm like, you do understand the first musician to wear corpse paint was Screamin' Jay Hawkins, a black man, a black musician, right?
They
You do
realize that.
realize that a lot of the metallic riffs that you fetishize came from black people, right? Please tell me more about how I'm just a dirty, low IQ dindu. And he couldn't say anything. He started deleting my comments. And this is why I got banned. I literally said, quit deleting my comments, you bitch. Get back over here.
Get over here.
And that was enough for me to get cited for bullying. So I now have a 30-day ban on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm like officially so like the Trump girl I be telling you about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I be fucking with her so hard, body. But I found this one dude that started, yo, bro. He took the picture of the shorty that was like, I got maced. And he was like, yo, is this you?
Bruh, okay.
This nigga had me so weak, bro. He was just trolling her the whole time, bro.
Okay, last thing I gotta tell you about this guy and this page, right? So Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
He posted a picture of a girl, white girl, who's in a MAGA outfit, right?
Oh, he's a Trump supporter too.
Yeah, he's fucking stupid. But underneath, I put him, I guess it's a picture or whatever, of like one of the girls crying after the election. I was like, damn, bro, wasn't this your girl on election night crying about voting machines or some shit? Right? She responds, sometime later, it comes out that this girl lives in America. She's 21 and fucked a 14-year-old boy. It's on record.
Yo, and then
And yeah, so I called her out and I'm like, okay, so all that
shit.
stuff you guys say about save the children is
Yeah,
horseshit.
shit.
This
QAnon
is
on her too.
cognitive dissonance at its finest, you dumb bitch.
Oh, so she's a QAnon on her too.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, well, I don't care if you call me a hypocrite. This is what I believe. And I'm like, you don't really believe anything. You're stupid. You're
Bro,
stupid.
bro, this one nigga, yo, the one boy that was talking to Shorty on the show too, he was like, yo, can you like explain to me why Donald Trump is any better than any other politician? She was like, one word, cabal. He was like, all right, like, are you going to explain it more? Like, yo, like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? And like, she like sent the definition of cabal, and it was like, all right, well, who consists of this cabal? Like, what are you talking about right now? That's when you just started flaming the shit out of her.
Yeah, like,
But it's like it's so weird because it's like, look, fuck these people at the same time. Like, look, they're in the fucking way. I say this shit all the time. They're in the fucking way. You know, 70% of the country wants progressive policies. 70% of and like, look, I don't like using the word progressive because I don't consider myself a progressive. I just like fucking. I would like to have healthcare. I would like people in this country to not die from not being able to afford healthcare.
I would like Jeff Bezos to not be in bed with our government.
Yeah. Well, you know, unless he like, you know, it's fucking like Michelle Flournoy or Tony Blinken if he's into that. But yeah, but it's like it's just basic shit. Like, and it's like I try to like explain to people, and it's like, you know, it's so crazy how people have been brainwashed into believing we can't afford the things that the rest of the world fucking has figured this shit out. Like the rest of the world has like universal healthcare, some form of a single payer system. And it's like if it's and there's so many ways to keep the systems we have, you feel me? Like
Of course.
whether it's like, you know, taking France and Australia and Canada's system where it's literally, you know, the public funding of private insurance, you know, whether it's the UK's, you know, the NHS. And the reason why the NHS doesn't work efficiently is because Boris Johnson keeps defunding it. So it's just insane. And then it's like, you know, when it comes now, one policy I have backed off is the Green New Deal. Well, not backed off, but more so
You
took a step back.
reevaluated your stance on it.
Yeah, because I saw Planet of the Humans, and that really opened my eyes. Because
And
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we've talked about this. I am for green energy, but I think we need to reevaluate what we mean when we say green energy.
Exactly. Because we think green energy, we think we can operate the same way we're operating right now, and like like the world will be okay. It's like, nah, it's still like
We
one
need
of
to
the
make major changes.
yeah. And it's like it's not a question of, well, I don't want to, because like, bitch, the world's going to end if you don't, like, literally. And it's like, you know, like, and then when it comes to the right and conservatives and shit, it's like, so is your plan to be on fossil fuels forever? Like,
Because it's not sustainable.
yeah, and I would really like to ask somebody that, like, is the plan to stay on fossil fuels forever? Green New Deal aside, that is the plan to stay on fossil fuel. And if the answer is yes, then it's like, okay, you're an idiot, because it's not going to last. It's going to be gone soon. And either the planet's going to be destroyed because of, the effects of it, or we're going to destroy each other fighting over it.
It's stupid.
And it's like,
But
yeah,
the way I see it, this country functions very hand to mouth,
yeah.
if that makes any sense.
When it comes to Trump supporters, it's more like, a dick the mouth.
Hey, on that note, I'm probably about to log off. I gotta get ready for work.
Bitch ass. All right, I feel you. All right, folks. We talked everything from politics to movies to what, green energy to shit. Thanks for tuning in to Tox Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. No problem, of course. And yeah, as always, hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and share. You guys have been doing a real good job on comments, and I love it. You guys have been doing a good job interacting with me on Twitter. I love it. And just keep it up. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.